So I'm Jeff, my wife is Anna, and along with our 5 kids, we travel the country full time. We built this double-decker school bus tiny house over the period of about 2.5 years. We've lived in it now for going on 6 years, and we've traveled across most of the lower 48 of the United States. We road school along the way, we adventure along the way, and no end in sight. So we start here, we have the driver's area. We have an iPad for navigation, backup camera screen here so we can see our tow vehicle behind. As you can imagine, this being a larger vehicle, it is a little bit more challenging to drive, but after you do it for a bit, you get used to it. We rebuilt our entire dash. There was a lot of equipment and switches and things in here we didn't need anymore. Once we cut all that out, it trimmed everything, and it just makes the driving experience a lot better. We use an RV specific GPS app that will allow us to put in our height and weight and length restrictions to plan an appropriate route for that. As we move around, we have this large sort of L-shaped couch here. The school bus had a door here originally, and we moved it out of the way so that our family could travel up in this front area and be able to see out as we go down the road. We have seat belts installed behind these cushions. Here we have a mini split unit. We can run the heat up here. It keeps us nice and toasty as we're going, or if we're traveling in a hot climate, we can run the AC while we're going down the road. So all of our couches have storage underneath, storing things like games, blankets, screens for the windows, cleaning supplies, things like that. And under this couch section, we actually have a little garage for our robot mop, complete with its charging dock. So here's our other couch, which also has seat belts installed behind the cushions. And then above the couch, we have this bookshelf that is heavily loaded with books. We homeschool our kids, and books are a very important part of our life. So we'll start by opening this arm, and we can pull this table leg out. And now I'll get rid of these pillows. And this actually magnets down onto the legs. And now we have a dining table.
Oh, yeah. Yummy. Are you a banana? Spread oh my God, you're a It's okay. Holes are okay. Here, help me spread out.
So when we were planning our build, it was important to us to keep as close to residential style as possible. So for that reason, we went with full-size counters and cabinets. These are solid plywood cabinets, so they're very durable, very strong. With 5 kids, as you can imagine, we cook a lot of food. And so we have our propane stove and oven here. We have 2 20-pound tanks of propane storage. Generally lasts us about 2 months before we have to refill. And then over here on the other side, we have our washer dryer combo unit. We can just load our dirty laundry into it, and it comes out clean and dry. Here we have a pull-out spice rack. So we have a smaller refrigerator. This is not as big as a standard size refrigerator, but it's also not as small as like an apartment or dorm size. Keep snacks and things like that up here. These slide open to show a very packed snack cabinet. Baking supplies, bread, we have coffee supplies over here, and these cabinet doors lock so that they don't fly open while we're driving down the road. I'm a software designer. My background has been software design since I got out of high school. So I have no sort of professional experience in building and in construction and things like that. But I've always enjoyed making things. I've always enjoyed making things with my hands and figuring out how to do things. If you look into bus conversions, you see roof raises done all the time. But the difference with our build versus like a raised roof is that ours happened after we had already completed this first section. So we couldn't just, raise the roof and do anything. We had to build on top. The main structure of the upper addition is actually metal studs like you would see in drywall construction. And then we decked the entire outside with a resin impregnated OSB, which is super strong also. And that waterproofed it, weatherproofed it. And then we trimmed it out with PVC board, and then it's actually clad in vinyl siding. So there's no wood exposed anywhere on the outside. The bus cost $4,000, and we put about $31,000 in on the first phase. Then when we started phase 2, that cost us another $15,000. So now we're sitting right at about $50,000 total. So this is a 2004 84 passenger school bus. The original door was here, and when we completed the second phase of our build, we moved the entry door down to the other end. This gave us a space in the old stairwell to mount the outside unit for our mini split climate control system. We wanted it to look a certain way, and we went through dozens and dozens of sketches and 3D models to figure out exactly how we wanted it to look. We tied everything into the number of the windows that we have here. Everything lands on that multiple, and then the door ended up perfectly here, and that just tied the entire design together. The windows are actually double paned insulated windows, and they have screens and they can slide open to provide a nice breeze throughout the entire upper level. This has all of our dry boxes for all of our tools that we basically build the entire bus. Everything's still in here. We have 96 gallons of freshwater storage. We added a lot of weight to our bus in this build. We've noticed that the engine would tend to get hotter as we were especially climbing mountains. And so we added in these auxiliary 12-volt cooling fans that are temperature controlled, and they made a massive difference. So up on the roof, we have a storage box, carries our kids' outside toys and bikes and things like that. We used a residential metal roofing, and our solar panels are mounted to that roofing with brackets from a company called S5, and it allows you to mount the panels without any type of rails. Your roofing actually becomes the rails, and it worked really well. So these two small doors that you see on this side, those open up into a negative space, or like a crawl space under the upper floor. This allows us to pass cables and things through. So this bay contains some general storage, and then our storage spot for our EcoFlow Delta Pro. It has 3.6 kilowatt hours of lithium iron phosphate batteries. It's capable of taking in 1600 watts of solar power. That 3.6 kilowatt hours lasts us a long time. We get by fine, but it would be nice to expand it. And these are capable of expanding up to 10.8 kilowatt hours. So we can just pull our hose out to fill up our water tanks, and then just hold the button for the hose to go back in.
I want that.
Yeah. So I work full-time remote as a software designer, and so we built this small workspace here in the emergency exit way. This desk actually still folds down, so in the event of an emergency, we still have access to the back door. Fire extinguisher, we've got carbon monoxide detector and smoke detector, high voltage breaker box here, and over on this side, we have our router mounted for our Starlink internet service. So moving down the hallway, we have our ladder that goes to the upstairs, which we'll come back to later. We have our 3 bunks here for 3 of our kids, and then their clothing storage here with some miscellaneous storage up on top. So here in the bathroom, we have our Nature's Head composting toilet. We have a sink here in the middle, and then we have our full ceramic tile shower with about an 8-foot ceiling in it. So opposite these bunks are these chalkboard walls that the kids can practice their letters on or draw pictures, and we have these Alexa-enabled devices integrated, so the kids who are in these bunks can listen to stories or music while they're going to bed.
The ants of Bimbleby Hill.
So up here we have our other mini split climate control system. Does really well upstairs. The air does have a harder time making its way back, so we've actually ducted it through the floor and out of the ceiling here in the master bedroom. This is a king-size bed. This bed is actually on hinges, and it can open up for a ton of storage underneath. We also have our cat litter box underneath, and we have an entrance for her down here so she can actually go in there. On the back wall, we have more books and some other trinkets and treasures and things that we found all over the country. And we have this door that we can close for privacy.
If you just like brought your friend up here,
Okay.
and explain to them where we were, like what would you say?
So this is the 2nd floor of our bus. This is my sister's room, and we have an air conditioner and the window so we can look out. This is the area where we watch TV, and this is my room.
Do you like having alone time, or do you like to be around everybody all the time?
I like to be around everyone all the time.
So you like only sleep up here?
Yeah.
It looks really cozy.
Thank you.
Lots of stuffed animals.
All right, see you later. I'm being on YouTube.
Are you famous now?
I'm really famous now.
Before moving into the bus, we were still very close-knit. We were in a large house, but we spent all of our time all together, usually raising our kids in this environment, in this home that moves around. Right now, there's no end in sight. You know, our kids are growing up, they're learning amazing things all across the country, they're meeting friends everywhere. I always love to travel, I always love to go see new things, go meet people. And so being able to pass that on to our kids, I love it. I love every second of it, and they really, really enjoy it. The thing that's kind of our family slogan that we've used for a while is do the dream. There were a lot of things in the way, but we just pushed through those things and we did it. And so the advice, while it sounds simple, if you have a dream, don't let anything get in the way. Just do the dream. We just launched our own YouTube channel, and you can find it pinned in the comment below. And while you're down there, drop a comment and let us know what you think of our bus.